Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's watch party for Star Trek First Contact, arguably the best Star Trek film ever made. As always, I'm Andrew, and I'm joined by Dom. Welcome, Dom.
Hello, everybody. Welcome aboard the SS Enterprise for this run. Briefly.
SS Enterprise, the USS Enterprise, we call it.
My bad. Yeah, we're Universal. Look, I just got up Jaws, okay? I'm still on SS.
Okay, so we've got a lot of great friends joining us today, but just while, before I do the roll call and say who's joining us today, about the sync point will be where it says Paramount, a Viacom company. On my copy, it's about 17 seconds in. But if you're a second or so off, it probably won't matter all that much. Okay, so over on YouTube, we're joined by Immortal Rimas, Ms. Swift, hell if I know, Sebastian, Immortal Rimas, who's very excited for this, and Plutonium Shaw. Welcome, my friends. And over on Discord, I can see we've got a lot of great friends joining us today. Let me go through some of these names here. We've got Mad Matt, Plutonium Shaw's there as well. We've got Lizard Man, Doug P, Sharon. Let's keep going through. Jedi Wizard is here. Mr. Furzel, Calbot, Eric, Embry, Brainwire, Alex Peacock, Edward the Black Prince, and I think that's about it. If I've missed you out, please give me another wave. That's right, First Contact Day. So, and Gary as well over on YouTube. Welcome, Gary, and James Hellier. How could we forget our great friend James? So, Immortal is saying I'm wearing my Starfleet Academy t-shirt for this one. Who's really excited for this film? I know I am. Dom?
I'm wearing the appropriate shirt for my inevitable fate, yeah.
Well, no, original series is a red shirt, yeah.
True.
Everyone's quite excited. So what I want to do is let's get the film going now, and we'll discuss it as we get going, because it's quite a long one. So on the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, press play.
Letting that beautiful music just take you away.
Oh, definitely.
Sends crinkle tinkles up my spine every time I hear it. It's great. Just lovely music. We lost Andrew. He's back. We lost him again. He's back, but he's silent.
I've just got an issue with my headphones. I'm just going to sort them out while we're watching this. It'll be quiet for 2 seconds.
Yep. Red shirts do become captains in Next Gen, and I'm a Next Gen kid. I grew up on Next Gen. Although I did go back and watch the original series, and I loved it. It never quite was. It's not Star Trek to me. To me, Star Trek is far more Next Gen.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because I'm a biased Next Gen kid.
There we go. I'm back, all sorted. So I can see James Helly saying the day in the Mirror Universe where, yes, well, we'll not spoil that so much. I love this score. I absolutely love this main theme score.
It's beautiful.
It's a really, really beautiful piece of music. And of course, Jerry Goldsmith and his son actually helped with the score on this movie. So it's a father-son effort.
I do not like these credits, though.
You don't? I like it. Gary, you saw this at the cinema 9 times. I think I saw it 5 or 6.
Ow.
Well, you don't like these credits all that much, Dom?
No, the like fading in. It's like
it's just
a worse version of the Superman credits.
Oh no, it's. I'm happy with them. I'm very happy with them. Edward's saying out of place for a sci-fi movie. But okay, everybody. So let's see if anyone has seen it more than 9 times at the theatre/cinema than our friend Gary. I think I saw it 5 or 6 times. Hello there, Phonic has joined us as well. Welcome.
I don't even think I saw it once in the cinema. Then again, I was a wee babe when this was released.
Yeah. James Hellier. How many times did you see it, James? Wow, Alex Peacock saying you didn't see this in the theatre. You saw Insurrection. I saw Insurrection only once in the theatre. Yeah. But this movie was just so good. And the effects as well. The combination of CGI, live action, miniatures, just blend in perfectly.
The production value for sure is
Yeah.
top notch. If you want a cinematic Star Trek experience, this is
Oh,
definitely
wow.
one of the initial ones you'd go to. It
Well,
should
James
be
Hellier
anyway.
saw it 10 times at the cinema.
Wow.
And Miss Swift says, until the reboot, the last time I saw a Star Trek movie in the theatre was Generations. I understand why. I was in college and basically snuck off for the afternoon, skipped lectures to go and watch this, and it was well worth it. Yeah. Oh! Oh!
Oh, ow. Ooh.
Yeah.
Just gonna rub my eyes a bit there.
If you compare this though to Generations, which was the film, of course, we saw a few weeks ago, the first of the next gen movies, it's a lot more cinematic. This, isn't it?
Sure, yeah. It doesn't feel like a elongated Star Trek episode. This feels like a
Yeah,
movie.
but also the way it's shot, the lighting, the cinematography, it all feels a lot more cinematic than Generations did, which was, obviously shot on the sets from the TV show.
Like, even that scene, the angle was very cinematic.
Yeah.
And the
Look where it
camera
says,
is
yeah.
far more free-flowing.
Well, this is actually Jonathan Frakes directed this, the first officer, Will
Well,
Riker. And he got the nickname when they made this of Two Takes Frakes because he was so efficient. The studio loved him. There we go, getting the first shot of the gorgeous new Enterprise E.
beautiful ship.
Yeah.
What's your preferred Enterprise?
I think the E, to be honest. Jedi Wizards watching it in 4K. That's right, Doug P. This is the last big model they used at ILM before it went full CGI. Oh, James Hellier prefers the original NCC 1701. No A, B, C, or D. The D, yeah, I love the D as well, but Enterprise D. But the E is pretty good. It's a shame they can't use it anymore. Those chairs look exceedingly comfortable.
They do. That looks so cozy. Was this the first time we saw Geordi without his visor?
There was a couple episodes of The Next Generation where you saw him without the visor. But yeah, it's the first time sort of the character was properly seen without his visor. Even that's
You're
really
blasting
nice.
music so loudly that it vibrates. That Riker was behind him there.
There we go. Do no respect to the crew because when Troy says woman :
Clearly.
yeah. Thing is, I don't know what we can do because this isn't.
It's not playing up on our end by the looks of things. Is it YouTube's end?
It could be EV Mux is playing up with it on the live stream, but I'm waiting for them to. I don't really know what I can do to remediate it.
No, it's one of those.
Oh, the stream's bitrate. There you go. It's picking up again now.
Ah, perfect.
There you go. Okay, looks like we had a little bit of a Borg hacking incident there.
Yep.
There we go.
I recognise Lieutenant Hawk, and I can't.
Lieutenant Hawk, Neil McDonough.
Oh.
His name is. Go to hell with our orders.
You have seen this a few too many times,
I've
haven't
seen
you?
this many times. I could quote this. Gauge. I can point bits out in this one. I've seen it so many times. There we go. Yes, exactly, Lizard Man. Lieutenant Hawk looks like a video game character.
Protagonist, yeah.
I'd love the Borg ship design. I've always loved it because I just think it's so great because it's functional. It's just
Just
seeing
a
the
cube.
Defiant. Yeah, we're seeing the Defiant from Deep Space Nine. Their ship, commanded by Lieutenant Commander Worf, who at this time had shifted over to Deep Space Nine as a main character. There we go. Gary says the Borg's budget only stretched to 1 cube. This is quite a nice shot there because you can see the scale difference in the size of the Enterprise versus the Defiant. It's such a bigger ship. And one thing to keep an eye out for in the battle is, as there is, the ships are all flying around at one point, there is a Millennium Falcon in there.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's cheeky, isn't it?
Well, it was ILM being sweet.
Yeah, I guess. What's everyone's favourite sci-fi ship?
I think the Trek ship. I just love the Trek ships, to be honest. There's so many. I like the aesthetic. The Next Gen era ships are just my favourite.
Yeah, they're phenomenal. Waiting to see someone say Millennium Falcon, maybe a Firefly.
Yeah. You're watching.
It's the ship in season 2 of Buck Rogers. What was that thing called again?
Oh God, I know the one you mean. And it's the first time we see a Borg sphere. I do feel sorry for one of the ships because as the cube explodes, one of the ships gets caught up in it.
Yeah, I just saw it burn out.
Yeah.
Can we have a Borg pyramid as well, please?
There is a Borg, like Borg diamonds at bases.
Oh, there you go.
They have them. They go geometric shapes.
Okay, James Borg Mobius strip
star in Babylon 5.
Oh.
Now then, if anyone has ever worried about feeling insecure about their job, it's being the Enterprise E security officer / tactical officer. Because they've got a security and tactical officer already, and Worf just happens to come back to the ship. Look, Mr. Worf, we could use some help at tactical. In other words, yeah, John's a bit crap.
Our defense guy, yeah,
he's a bit crap. Yeah, there's the security guy in yellow walking off. He's in a right huff now.
Poor John.
Yeah, John, you're a bit crap, John. Off you go. Let's get justice for John at security. Picard did him wrong. Look, see, Worf's now at tactical. We could use some help at tactical. What? It's like, was he doing that bad a job, really? This is so cool.
There weren't any fights or anything.
You're seeing Earth now as if it was assimilated by the Borg, where it's all kind of just industrialism gone too far. Welcome the End King. We're watching First Contact. Insert the exposition, Mr. Data.
That's his job.
Oh, Mad Matt, that's great. Nell is one of the best ships.
Yeah.
Looks like a snail with boobs.
As it should be.
One of my favourite things in recent years was there's an episode of Star Trek Lower Decks, which is the animated series, which I really enjoy. And in the future, there is a there's a theme park based at this location. It's just
Lower
really
Decks
funny.
gives me such a headache. I
Oh,
can't
I
watch
love
it.
it. Oh no, the theme park that they've put there is absolutely perfect. So originally, this role of Zefram Cochrane, Tom Hanks wanted to play it, but scheduling meant he couldn't.
Doing at the time.
96, probably no, after Forrest Gump.
Jumanji? I don't know when that came out.
Tom Hanks, Jumanji.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking of someone completely different.
You're thinking of Robin Williams.
I'm thinking of Robin Williams.
Probably, would it maybe been Apollo 13?
Oh, I think that was the 90s.
Or That Thing You Do? Because he produced and wrote that.
Could be. Here is where you get to see the difference between movie, Star Trek, and TV show. A lot of on-set locations,
Yeah,
explosions, lots of fun nonsense.
it probably would have been That Thing You Do, or maybe Apollo 13. Because if this was shot in 95, maybe he would have been making that. But also That Thing You Do, he directed it. He directed and wrote it as well as starred in it.
I'm there with you, Immortal Rimus. I'm not a fan of modern Trek. I still haven't seen season 3 of
Oh,
Picard.
you need to see season 3 of Picard. You need to just don't watch the others. Just watch season 3.
That's the
James
plan.
Helly likes Lower Decks.
I'll get together with my stepdad and we'll watch it together, because this film actually is one of the reasons why my stepdad and I are as close as we are.
That's good.
We
You
bonded a
over
lot over Star Trek. I had all the DVDs of The Next Generation, and we just watched them together. And he said, you seen many of the movies? And I was like, not really. I've not heard good things about the Next Gen movies. And he plopped this one on for us, and we just had a great time watching it.
This one is, I don't know how to describe this one. It's kind of a cross between Die Hard and Alien in part.
Yeah.
And a zombie film.
Yeah. I'm just being bad and wrong again because I don't like modern Trek.
Is there a difference between photon and quantum torpedoes, Mr. Herzl? Yes, there is. Quantum torpedoes are significantly more powerful. They use a quantum singularity or something. I'm trying to remember. I used to know a lot more the geeky Trek stuff, but but quantum torpedoes are significantly more powerful.
So where would you be on the Enterprise? Have we had this conversation? I feel like I have had this conversation.
I
like,
don't know.
Where on the ship would you be? I'm clearly a red shirt. Like, I'm an ensign who gets taken down to the mission along with Picard and Worf and Ensign Dom. Like, that's my role.
Doug P's got it right. Quantums are much more powerful, is the short answer. Exactly. Guinan must be on holiday. I don't think Guinan, Gary, transferred to the Enterprise E after she left the Enterprise D.
Would you be an engineer then, Andrew? Would you be in?
I'd probably be some kind of an engineer or something.
In the yellow?
Yeah, I'd probably be like some kind of an engineer or that kind of thing. I think, I don't know about you, Dom. I guess, I don't know.
I'll be the one you test the transporter room on.
That kind of thing. Edward the Black Prince is saying don't watch. Edward,
season 1 and 2?
Don't watch season 1 and 2 Picard.
For sure. The red shirt recording the message to tell his mother he loves her. Yeah, exactly.
I do find the effect of him jumping down quite strange.
Oh yeah, that's. Ooh, that didn't age well. Shoddy green screen there.
Data's clearly got a very high waistband on those trousers. He's keeping his nipples warm, just about.
Hey, just fainted a bit. Or maybe she has severe theta radiation poisoning.
Yeah.
I guess that was my second guess. Why haven't we invented needles, hypodermics that go through clothes yet? Come on.
Well, they do. They do. They're starting to exist, basically, hypodermics that use compressed air to push it into your body.
Good. I'm sick of getting stuck by needles.
Huh.
Hold up his sleeves, LaForge looking
That's right.
pretty dapper.
Well, they've all got uniforms that actually fit them this time.
I know, it's such a novel
They're
idea.
they're not borrowed uniforms off a TV show. Off Deep Space
Of
Nine.
a different TV show, yeah.
Yeah. James Hadley saying, roll on nuclear winter.
Keep an eye out for a camera in the reflection. Are we see? Oh, there's a shadow. I saw you. You can't get away from me.
Yeah, but it could be other people. You could pass that off as there's other people around the ship as well.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, LaForge really likes the Enterprise E. But who was, in universe, one of the designers of the Enterprise E? That's a question for our chat.
Yes. I definitely know the answer. I just won't tell you.
That's
because
right.
that would spoil it for the chat.
That's right.
It explains why we always want to touch things that have little signs that say do not touch.
That's right. Doug P gets it. Scotty was one of the people who worked on it. And who was the captain during the shakedown cruise following construction? We actually heard that captain at one point.
No, we're with two characters who have speaking roles that we don't know the names of. What could happen?
John Eves? No, James, it wasn't. Oh, there you go. Doug P, you're on fire today, my friend. It was Captain Morgan Batesman. Captain Morgan Bateson. The displaced captain of the USS Bozeman. Who was played by Kelsey Grammer, because we heard him.
The Doug P's getting the Trek Fan of the Year award here, isn't it?
Yeah, for this. I like this. What could possibly be going wrong? Someone's gone in a Jeffries tube and screamed, "You all right in there?" Yes.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
There's the alien not reference, I suppose, but influence.
Mm-hmm. Archer's dad, Plutonium Shaw, was one of the warp engine designers that were used in the Enterprise, in the NX Enterprise.
See, this kind of shot in the TV show. Oh, yeah. God. And some dumb enters the Jeffries tube.
Jeffries tubes are the tubes that go around the ship named after designer Matt Jeffries. And this was actually the, which makes sense in the universe. This was actually the set of the sickbay from Voyager they used. But since the ship would have been built about the same time, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, on the TV
Oh
show,
no!
the
Hang
camera
on,
would
hang
be
on, hang
far
on.
more.
Now Worf is basically commanding the ship as well.
Well, he is a ranking officer.
Yeah, this. He may be a lieutenant commander, but he's not officially in the structure of the ship. It's just Worf. Like Worf. Yeah, Worf, you can just command the ship as well while we're not here, because that my existing chain of command are crap.
Yeah. I am upset that this is what our future fashion is going to be, like beige
Sharon will just
homeless
come up to
person.
25 minutes on the button.
Mm. Yeah, these kind of shots would exist in a TV show, and that's what makes it a very loyal film to the show. You would see a lot of these shots, but the camera would
I'd say they're
be
tighter than a lot. But some of the shots are tighter, and some of them aren't tighter.
for sure.
It's a bit different, but
The amount of movement this camera is doing, the amount of close-ups we're seeing,
yeah.
that kind of stuff you wouldn't see in the
There we
TV
go.
show.
There we go. Data just showing why he's the man.
Yeah, just put Data there. They broke it.
Immortal Rimus. Right. Voyager is an intrepid class, and the Enterprise E is a sovereign class, Immortal Rimus. They're different classes of ship, however, they're built at a very similar time, so you can imagine that the sickbay module might be very much the same. Various bits of the technology and stuff in the ship would maybe be the same. And now we're seeing a very Voyager thing. Robert Picardo.
Yes.
But he's playing a different copy of the EMH.
Yes. Oh, of course. And there he is, giving a Bones reference.
Oh, he always does. But he was programmed with a book. But one of his fundamental texts is one by Leonard McCoy. The Doctor's program is one of the things he's based on. Oh, Mad Matt has met Robert Picardo, who also played one of my favourite characters, Cowboy in Inner Space. There's something about putting it in these corridors. It makes it feel intentionally very claustrophobic, doesn't it?
Yeah. And we are getting the Aliens vibe from this.
Yeah.
Even the lighting.
Yeah.
Phasers got a bit of an upgrade, didn't they?
Oh no, phaser rifles have existed for a while.
Been too long since I've watched me some stuff.
We've seen them in they were seen. Well, earlier phaser rifles were seen in actually Next Generation, but
I mean, the season 1 phasers being huge, or the actual rifles.
No, there were phaser rifles in a few episodes of the Next Generation. That's not very. Look, it's Worf. Yeah. And where's the security chief? The existing security chief. This is not your ship,
John.
Worf. Yeah, John.
He's been demoted. He's in the brig.
Yeah. That's right. If you see someone who appears to have been assimilated, you must shoot them, doing them a favour. So, Dom, we might just preemptively shoot you, I'm afraid, on the ship.
Well, because I have I don't have it on at the moment, but I'm diabetic blood sugar monitor.
Yes, exactly.
That looks suspiciously technical.
That's right. Yes, Immortal Rimus phaser rifles do carry a bigger charge and more power. Very much like a rifle, basically. Yeah, we'll put Lizard Man. Picard is dead set on killing himself some Borg today, but he's utterly jaded and hateful towards them, isn't he? But we find more about that as the movie goes on.
The moment you turn his sound off, he launches.
Yep.
He launches a glass at you.
Yep.
Who's this jerk?
Not yet.
again, I'm a little upset that the future fashion includes a belt around your head with rivets and
Yes,
an
why not?
ascot, a Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, but the idea is they've recovered from there's been a nuclear war, so people are largely wearing. They'll be wearing just old clothes that they've been able to find and stuff. So I don't think fashion is a thing there. I've got to be honest as well. For the budget, this film's fantastic. It's only, I know, saying only, it's $45 million. This was made for.
I suppose they saved a lot because one, they're filming in the woods, which always saves a lot of money. Two, they're using the sets that are pre-built for Voyager and maybe some Deep Space.
Not all of it. No, a lot of it was like the Enterprise. The Enterprise bridge was a brand new bridge.
Well, there we go. That's a lot of money that's spent on
Engineering was a new set,
and they look great, like really good.
I like this. You're blended, all right. Exactly, Lizard Man. This is like meeting the Wright brothers and finding out they're total drunken wrecks.
Yeah,
Doug P. I think the sick bay set was the only fully reused set from Voyager. I'm not sure if the observation lounge or whatever it was called where they all met is the Voyager. I don't know if that's the Voyager one reused or not. Different table though, certainly. I love this. He's just drunk dancing away.
he knows the move.
The lighting's great on this as well. It's really well lit, this film. And this score is so alien in parts, isn't it?
Yeah. And again, the blue light. We've got Cameron's blue light everywhere. That's the strangest angle, though.
It's all a bit
Dutch
squiff,
angle, the Dutch angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at some of the people behind this now.
Two Takes Frakes sounds like such a mobster name.
Yeah. So
hey, it's old Johnny Two Takes.
Very accomplished cinematographer Matthew F. Leonetti, who was the cinematographer on Poltergeist and a lot of other big films, but Poltergeist is probably one of the most notable. Oh, and he was the cinematographer on the Zack Snyder Dawn of the Dead.
His best movie.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing I heard as well, Gary. The producers approached H.R. Giger to redesign the Borg, but Paramount wouldn't pay for it.
Man knows his fee, and
yeah,
at this point, complete household name. I will redesign your Borg for you for a few tight $1 million.
It's as tell you what, it's
if
so.
If that was me, if that was me coming out of that shoot, you'd shoot me immediately. Oh, it's only me. Oh, it's Dom.
Yep. Tell you what, though, this really, the more I'm looking at this now, the more it gets closer to the look of LV-426 with kind of the semi-organic look of the pipes on the wall from where the Borg are putting stuff in.
I'm just waiting for them to have a like a motion detector. Like, doom, doom, doom,
yeah, James Poltergeist, which was definitely directed by Tobe Hooper.
It was. Toby Hooper did direct Poltergeist.
Yeah, that's a good point, Mortimus. What's fascinating about this film is that we get to see more of the inner workings of the ship.
Guts.
Yeah, basically we can see more of the guts and the inners of the ship, but it's so kind of organic looking with all the random pipes.
Resistance is useless. Some Hitchhiker's Guide there.
Oh, James. That's not true, Dom. We'd use you as a human shield, he says.
Of course it would. I'd only be good for a couple of shots anyway.
Well, Lizardman's saying the Borg work fast. They've been on the ship like 20 minutes. Been on, I don't know, I think it's supposed to be a couple hours, maybe.
They're pretty efficient. Oh, I'd hate to be that guy.
Interesting bit of trivia. When there's a scene coming up in a minute where you see a lot of Borg approaching out the dark, and their eyepieces are actually blinking names of people in Morse code.
Oh, that's fun.
Exactly, Immortal Promise, exactly. The Borg, it reminds you of the xenomorph nest in Aliens. It really does.
Why isn't there a phase thrower? Why don't we have like a flamethrower that shoots laser
Phase.
beams?
Yeah.
Just shower them in death. They're using hacks, but adapt to this.
Yep. Well, we get a line very similar to that.
Do you reckon they were like their shield technology was inspired a little by Dune?
I don't know. The Borg have always had personal shield technology, even in, but it might be similar to Dune. I mean, the idea of the Borg shield is quite interesting, though. It is only good for a few shots because what happens is they adapt to your weapon.
Yeah. Whereas with Dune, it's speed based. Anything that's
slow
too
moving,
quick,
isn't it? I thought it was too
yeah, you have
slow.
to be slow. You have to be slow to penetrate the shield.
Yeah, you see, you'd think that Patrick Stewart would know that.
They took my data.
And then we're hearing the Klingon theme from Goldsmith as well. Oof.
I don't like how effective that is and how efficient they are. It's like the anti-Vulcan pinch, isn't it?
Well, the idea is they're injecting him with little nanoprobe robots. What they're doing is they're taking your own flesh and reconfiguring
Assimilating you. Yeah.
We'd shoot you just like that, Dom, just to be on the safe side. You know, stub your toe. Ow, stub my toe. Just
At the mess hall, just ow! I nicked myself on the.
He's going to turn.
There.
96, Mr. Furzel, but yes, great effects for this movie. O'Brien's not in any of the movies, sadly, Doug P. And Embry. Sadly, no O'Brien. I really, really would have liked to have seen O'Brien back for Picard Season 3. O'Brien's one of my favourite characters. But we shall not speak of Keiko.
So the Gungan technology is similar to the Dune technology. It's been probably since it was released in cinemas since I saw episode 1, so I'm not terribly familiar with Gungan technology. But if it's speed based, and if you are moving too fast, you can't penetrate the shield, then yes, the Gungans stole their technology from Arrakis.
Yeah, Gary's saying the Borg get their plasma screens from. You mean the plasma, not screens? What are they called? Like plasma globes or whatever from Walmart. I remember when they were all the trend.
Yeah. Whenever I used to go to the local bowling alley near me, there was a machine. It was like an electrocution machine, which you'd stand in one of these things, hold onto the two poles that would then vibrate and shock you. Fun.
And now we got a great reveal. I mean, this is very much something almost from like an Aliens you kind of would like. This is giving the Queen a voice.
Yeah.
Ow. She is Miss Swift. Yes, immortal from species 8472, the Borg could not assimilate. Oh, here we go. Great little joke coming up. And this is a really cool shot as well. Because you don't often see sort of...
Round view of...
Yeah, you don't see the ship
spaceship
kind of
just
from
floating.
that point of view, no.
You're telling me they managed to salvage this delightful telescope, but their fashion sense is that of a homeless person from 1923?
Yep.
This is not a tomorrow I want to be a part of. Hobo
Not
chic.
E.T. Better not be E.T. passing through the...
And it's underwhelming.
That's right. I'm waiting for his line because it's great. You have to cook breaded chicken without it burning under the grill? Be amazing. He said the name of the show.
He did it. He said the name.
He said the name.
Do you go out
Frag
there
Lord
and
said-
fight some kind of Star Wars?
Yeah, exactly, Dopey. That's the gif, isn't it? That's the one. Fraglord says Queens make for epic sci-fi. Borg Queen, Alien Queen, and Queen soundtracks. Yes, more from his title drop.
Why didn't I charge my gun? You don't need to reload an axe.
No. But it's the fact, look, there are the different states of kind of assimilation.
Yeah. If they're the perfect organisms, why do they have to look so diseased?
Because it's just a side effect of what happens to... Oh, its eyes, things being done. It's a side effect of, well, I suppose of what they do to them, but they look kind of half dead and mottled and whatever. But the idea being that they don't... Right, this is it. This is the scene now. This is such a great scene. That's a lot of brown fun in your trousers, isn't it, when you walk in that room?
Oh, yeah.
Eric, why do they cut off their hands, arms? Because the add-on's not that great, because they're functional.
Daleks think they're perfect too. You got a point.
He's like, why am I taking orders from him? I'm head of security. Well, Lizardman's saying the Colonial Marines would have mopped this up by now.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Montana. I'm sorry,
Mhm.
Montana is where First Contact is made?
Yep. Why not?
Uh,
It's not Delaware.
it could be worse, yeah. We all know that Las Vegas is where First Contact is actually gonna be made.
Well, thank God it doesn't happen in Florida. They'd probably bump into Florida Man and be like, right, the aliens would land and go, right, screw it, we're out of here.
Yeah.
Yes, Lizard Man, it would be a temporal directive violation.
Isn't the Prime Directive being the temporal directive violation. It's being violated to oblivion.
Or it would be a temporal prime directive.
Yes.
There's a temporal prime directive and the prime
Don't
directive.
fiddle with the past.
Yeah. But at the moment they're a bit quantum leaping here, aren't they? Trying to put right what once went wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true, Doug P. An earlier draft Hawk would have been gay. And they stopped it. It's a shame because I think it's quite cool to have a gay character at this point in Trek.
First Contact in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Yeah.
Have a sphere now. We're talking to him.
This is quite a really nice scene. I like this though.
You could go back in time and show yourself a piece of technology, Andrew. What would it be?
I don't know. I really don't know. What would I show myself? Probably myself. Probably my iPhone or something. That's right, Mad Matt. It's a bit quantum leapy. Such a cool effect. This
And very unnerving.
it is.
Something about a spinal column just
Yeah,
gesticulating like that reminds
and
me
for
of
and for
Return of the
'96,
Living
the
Dead.
effects are pretty good for it. Yeah, exactly, James. All the scenes with Picard and Lily are gold. They give him great material to work with. Gary said the special makeup effects got an Oscar nomination.
I understand why. It's beautiful
Mm.
stuff.
Embry's saying to me the idea of the Borg having a queen makes them less scary. They're not really a hive mind, they're a dictatorship. Well, they are a
True.
hive
Oh,
mind because
monarchy.
the queen is explained, Embry, in different ways. She's a manifestation of the hive mind, apparently. Which is why the queen looks different in different medias, because there's been a few Borg queens we see. She's kind of like that, Sharon. She's quite interesting. She's never fully explained what she is. It's a bit of an interesting thing.
In terms of sheer just writing styles, having a faceless, like unanimous villain is
Yeah,
way harder to hate because it's more like a force of nature rather than
yeah,
something with a will. And
yeah,
for a TV show, that works great because episode by episode, you can have this force of nature occasionally crop up, and it's not. It's the fact that it could come up at any time, which is fearful. Whereas for a
yeah.
movie to have a major antagonist be essentially a force, it's harder to write. Not impossible, but harder.
This scene is actually quite body horror because I've realised that the Borg are basically grafting human skin onto him. But you can see that skin is charred and at the edges. So they've taken skin, what appears off a crew member. So they're flaying the
Hmm,
skin off somebody and attempting to fit it to Data.
have some skin. everyone is unbuttoning their shirts just enough.
But there's a reason why people are unbuttoning their shirts. Because the ship, they said earlier, the ship is getting hot. Because what's happened is, one of the first things they noticed is, the Borg have increased the temperature of the ship to that of a Borg cube, which is much hotter than a Federation starship. Earlier on, they said, why is it getting so hot in here?
Just crack a window, it's fine.
Yep.
Kiss me, you toad. That is one of the, definitely one of the... Maybe they wrote the Queen that way to try and lure Giga in, because of his fascination / obsession with the pain and pleasure aspect, like very Hellraiser-y.
The score to this film is perfect, though. It's
Crafty Swedes.
very menacing, isn't it?
It feels, yeah, it is menacing. The Bjorg. It kind of feels like we're watching a couple being sent through one of those scare houses where people just jump out at you and spook you.
They're like, oi, what are you doing now, mate?
Oi.
We leave you alone. You shot our glowy thing on the wall now.
Nah, that ain't good, mate. That ain't right. Come back here.
Nope.
The big goodbye.
I just noticed something I've never noticed before. There was a little Easter egg referring to Star Trek Generations, which I'll go back to in a moment. And there's Ethan Phillips, another cameo Voyager. He plays Neelix in Voyager.
Ah, yes. Everyone's favourite, Neelix.
Yes. One of the things on the screen said riding a horse in an open countryside, jumping across a cliff.
Oh.
Right, now very carefully look at the band, at the trombone player. You might recognise it's someone without a beard.
Oh, is it Jimathan Frax himself, is it?
Keep an eye out, yeah. He plays the saxophone. There he is.
Oh, he looks so strange. I wonder how often the crew got fed up with Picard every time he'd go into the holodeck and do his little James Bond / private detective. What was his name?
No, it was Dixon Hill.
Dixon Hill, that's it.
Yeah. No, he did Dixon Hill, which is like a pulp detective.
Yeah.
But Bashir in Deep Space Nine thought he was James Bond.
Yeah.
Because the whole episode where they get trapped inside the holodeck on Deep Space Nine.
They call him Jimmy the Nose.
They do. These. Hell if I know. So which book would you want to act out? Well, there's a book I used to love as a kid called Hell if I know, called The Lighthouse Keeper's Lunch. And it was about a lighthouse keeper and his wife. And they had a big rope between the lighthouse and his house. And every day she'd send him a basket with his lunch in, up the rope. And seagulls would basically start eating his lunch. And so she devised a plan to stop them stealing his lunch by putting mustard in the sandwich. I'd like to be involved in that as a story. It'd be great.
So if you could live out any book, it would be a book where your lunch gets stolen
by seagulls. Yep, great book. One of my favourites. Called The Lighthouse Keeper's Lunch. It's great. Look at that. It's majestic. See?
No, David, they got him.
Oh. It's the fact he's very cold about everything, isn't he?
Not the safety protocols, dummy. What book would I live out if I could go into the holodeck? Be Santiago Myth of the Far Future. That'd be fun.
I'd rather have the Lighthouse Keeper's lunch, I'm sorry.
Holy? A James Bond book?
No. Let's see. That's what you want.
What keeper's lunch? So you'd be a grumpy lighthouse keeper.
Yep. Having my lunch stolen by seagulls.
Like Willem Dafoe in
Yes.
the adaptation of this book.
Oh, we got a cameo now of Dwight Schultz playing Barclay.
Oh God, not you. Not you.
Oh, he was great.
He was a pest.
Oh, he was great. Oh, Embry, we don't use that. That's something I didn't like in TNG, actually, and that's a really interesting. You're calling him broccoli there. That episode of TNG is one I have problems with because effectively, yes, he was a howling mad Murdoch in the A-Team in Mortimer, but when they called him broccoli in TNG, effectively the crew were kind of being the cool nasty kids, where people giving him a nasty nickname.
See, that's where I can get behind things. Yeah, I like being the nasty kid. It's where I fit best. That's why I get.
They're supposed to be enlightened and nice, but they were all calling him broccoli.
Yeah, our teachers were crap.
Well, you've got an iPad. Use the camera on the back.
Yeah.
Embry, I don't know if he ever directly found that out. They called him broccoli, but it was probably one of them things maybe he knew that he didn't like. Immortal saying he wasn't the smartest crew member. No, Barclay is a really, really good engineer. He's absolutely pivotal in Voyager.
I feel like that, like now.
Exactly, James. The crew bullied Barclay, and he saved them anyway.
Yeah. Like with all the slang that the kids have come up with these days, I feel out of space already, out of place even.
Oh, that seems a bit rude, Captain. There.
Something you lost?
Yeah, I found this thing you lost. Dick move, Picard.
That pilot is talking a lot for someone who isn't on the show.
Okay, we're over halfway through this film.
Admittedly, the B story at the moment is neat, but dull.
Oh, the planet stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I understand why Frakes was given kind of this to do if he was directing it as well. I mean, he gave him lighter duties, didn't it?
Sure, yeah. He wouldn't have been in every shot that he was directing himself.
I like the fact Geordie has predator vision.
Can we do an edit where we just replace the Predator with just Geordie, just hunting down Arnie and his crew in the woods? Again,
This
I would
is
not want to be that guy who's going out with Worf and Picard.
Lieutenant Hawk. He's got a cool name though.
And you fly, Hawkeye.
Look, you can actually see their uniforms hung up on coat hangers.
Have coat hangers in the future? Ugh.
Yeah. But this is a really cool shot
Yeah.
because what you see now,
Space.
see the walking.
Oh, that
because
soundtrack.
Yeah, that's the Borg theme. But it's the fact they're walking what we perceive as upside down. But
Yeah.
in space, there is no way. There is no up or down, is there? In space.
Up is only where you think it is.
Yeah. Yeah, Immortal. That would be cool. I would love to see a proper zero gravity scene in an alien film. I love how the long shadows on and you're seeing the ship in a really different angle.
Dark side of the ship would be pretty dark. Oh, there you go.
Bit more skin. Welcome Excelsior's domain. Saying seldom done where there's autogravity. Oh, there's just
Is it
something about the Borg.
autogravity or is it like magnetic boots?
On the outside of the ship, they're using magnetic boots. However, in the ship, the hull plating has basically gravity generators in it.
Yeah.
There's something about the Borg where they just look really sweaty and moist.
Yeah, their skin's perpetually glistening.
Yeah.
I mean, earlier, when we first saw Data for the first time in this film, I was going to say the same thing. Like, Data in the movies always seems glistening. Like,
Yeah,
very
but that's
wet.
just his makeup, isn't it? He looks kind of shiny. His glitter, his skin.
Makeup and the lighting changes, I suppose. It's far more cinematic, as we discussed earlier.
Oh. I think these Borg are the moistest Borg we see. Excelsior's domain from Q Who or Best of Both Worlds. I think it's these ones. Yeah, they look waxy. There, they're all saying a Videodrome, the new flesh.
Has she blinked yet?
I don't know. Honestly.
So unsettling when you notice an actor who refuses to blink.
Yeah.
Right,
Filthy
he's
old
on.
Mortharimus. Mortharimus says, with my chronic psoriasis, I can really relate to Data's different skin colours on his body right now. I hope you feel better soon, my friend. And that's how long it was since he had
engaged with Tasha Yar, right?
That's right, since he engaged with Tasha Yar.
Linked.
I really like these shots though. They're showing them just walking around on the outside of the ship.
Very 2001. Standing Hawk.
They're just doing some exposition as to why they can't just blow the ship up. Not the ship up, the dish.
Oh, there's so many anti-protons.
Well, more from us. We're happy to, bring some light in your life, my friend. Being housebound with psoriasis. So yeah, you're always welcome, my friend.
Half of the fun of watching these movies is that I get to experience them all with you guys as well.
Exactly. But that's the thing, actually. I mean, with the whole thing, if you went back and told someone they were going to be this great person, would they necessarily want to know? Would you want to know if your destiny was to do something?
I mean, I flat out wouldn't believe future me if popped back and was like, "You're going to do some awesome stuff."
That's
Like, I think you got the wrong bloke here, mate.
Well, James Hellier says, Ensign Dom, go over there and engage these Borg in space combat.
Why not have the guns on like a fishing line? They can just let go, do their stuff, and reel it back in.
Well, why would the guns float away? They don't in space. If you just leave
Just
them,
hang.
unless an outside force acts on it, it's not going to do anything.
Well, the ship's being propelled, isn't it? Isn't it in orbit? I suppose the gun would be in orbit as well.
But you would be moving at the same speed as the ship you're on it, so the motion you put into it would be the same. Exactly, Immortal is telling someone they were going to be great.
There he goes.
Yeah, off he goes. I can see my house from here.
I'm at the frog. Huh? Oh, the rest of them is going to leave you alone now, Hawk. Quick, Picard, what's the password to take these things off again? 1, 2, 3, 4. Gotcha.
The Enterprise destruction code is 1A2B3C for the original Enterprise.
It is, yeah. 1A2B3C.
Exactly, Excelsior's domain. We'll see these guys in the TV show Enterprise. Episode called Regeneration, I believe.
Quick, the high-tech anti-Borg technology. A battle axe.
Wow.
That was a nice bit of zero-G thing there. The gun just being handed off to someone off screen and they carried it away. Cute.
Yep, that's right. James, they do. Oh, I love... It's kind of cool, though, that they're just using... Some of the space kind of physics on this are fairly accurate.
Yeah. Just slightly lift him. There we go!
Yeah, he brought a Klingon knife with him.
Oh.
Exactly,
These
Lizard Man. You
Borg-
can't. The chat is saying you should have had a knife with him.
Yeah. Good old knife.
Yeah.
Walk. There he goes.
Yep. Bye bye, Hawk. Yes, it does, James. Explains why the Enterprise and subsequent series have a different look to the Borg.
Ah, the old Picard 1-2-Z. He's doing the Picard maneuver.
Yeah, but he's got a slight problem.
Yep, that's going to blast you a bit off your axis, isn't it?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Worf is there, choking for his life.
I like the fact the Borg are just focused on doing their job rather than killing the other people. It's just like, just get our work done.
Yep.
Excelsior's Domain says, logic suggests the Borg should have kicked everyone's bottoms with a pre-knowledge of Federation technology from this encounter via Enterprise. This is cool. Well, Immortal Runners, they did kind of do that, didn't they? On the holodeck, he used a holographic gun. Oh dear.
The side of your head is... oh.
It's all right. Worf's fixed the problem.
Tied it off with the guy's arm.
The body's just kind of floating next to him. I love it.
Yeah.
And my favourite thing, Worf finally gets an action hero line.
How many years did it take? 8? Oh, of course.
Yeah, exactly, Miss Swift.
My friend just died.
I love the fact that one Borg is just floating there. The dead one is just like, but he's still stood up. I guess he would be.
Nonsense. Whiskey's great stuff. It never does anything bad to anyone.
Exactly. No one's ever had a bad experience with whiskey, have they done?
Nope. No, unless it's bad whiskey, like
exactly.
Jack Daniels or something. Drink fine Scott, and you'll be, well, fine. New Berlin.
But only people who don't live on the moon call it the moon in the Next Generation universe. The people who live up there call it Luna.
Ah, yes. Which sci-fi planet would you want to go to?
I don't know.
What about you guys in the chat? Would you like to go to Tatooine or Arrakis?
Oh yeah.
Is it Sean Connery or Deckard Cain? Well, that's the question of the day. Maybe if you stay a while and listen, you'll figure it out.
And they call people who live on the moon lunar schooners.
Lunar schooners.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I realised I only named desert planets. Look, I live in Vegas. I came here for a reason. I like deserts. Okay.
Oh, thank you, Mad Matt. There's a bit of trivia you might like there, Dom.
Oh, hello. The oscillation overthruster
That's right.
sitting in the back. Yep. No matter where you go, there you
James,
are.
why do you want to go to the Genesis planet? Or is it you want to send Dom to the Genesis planet?
All right then, chat. Which planet would you want me to go to?
Are you proposing we send Dom's body to the Genesis planet so he can be reborn?
I'll come back stronger, faster, smarter.
Yeah,
The bar
but
isn't set
then
very high.
oh right,
So.
but then Dom, if we don't get you off the planet, you'll then die again when the planet explodes.
True. That's gonna be the fun part.
There we go. We're seeing how damaged Picard really is now.
Mm-hmm.
We're seeing his Captain Ahab moment.
I was about to say it's a little Moby Dick.
That's a bitchy thing to say to Worf.
Chicken.
Mm.
Ah yes. Go and engage all of the Borg in hand-to-hand combat.
Excelsior's domain wants to go to Rylos. He wants to go
Yeah.
to.
Get
Saying
some gun stars.
the planet from the last Starfight, that's Rylos. Not a gun star. That'd be cool. Alex Peacock's asking, am I proposing Dom for the $6 million man program? I don't know if $6 million would go that far these days.
$26 man. Like,
yeah.
give me trash can leg.
In America, doesn't $6 million basically just like cover an ingrown toenail operation?
Pretty much, yeah. It covers my insulin for a month.
Yeah.
Polish in there. God.
Gary wants to go to Risa. Would you take a Horgon with you on Risa? There we go. I think it was great giving him such a strong actress to act against.
It really lets him flex his theatre
muscles.
credentials.
I don't want to go because of Scaro, James. I don't like Daleks.
More of a Cyberman kind of guy, are you?
I said good day, sir, Miss Swift. Son Lynch. Again, it's a common thread between last week's Watch Party and this week's Watch Party.
Yeah.
The Captain Ahab thing and the whole thing about how vengeance and revenge ultimately is the wrong thing to do. The one ship that basically nearly falls down is his last Enterprise.
Yeah, it's like poetry. Hi, Burns.
Yeah.
Come to watch the movie.
I don't know if he was throwing some shade at Riker there. No, Excelsior's main Dom has a dog called Bones, not a cat.
Yes.
But I don't know if earlier he threw some shade at Riker. We're not going to lose the Enterprise, not while I'm in command. Because he wasn't in command of the Enterprise D when Riker crashed it.
And he flaunts that all the time, doesn't he? He's like,
I didn't crash the Enterprise.
I didn't.
Exactly, Sharon. Revenge is the undoing of the person holding on to it. Yeah. Exactly, James. She's doing a great job of peeling away his...
Can see him, he's down here.
Yeah. But this is one of the great things about Picard. It happens throughout all of Star Trek in the Next Generation era, where Picard basically he puts up a shield around himself, a persona. And he did in the last movie, he did in Star Trek Generations, and with this as well. We constantly see how people are taking down this, and ultimately he needs to let people, not quite be as protective of everything, even though I understand why.
It's incredible that a character that we've been watching for 8 years can still have a lot of character development to go through.
If you watch the first episodes of The Next Generation, the character really develops as the series goes, because he starts off as a very prim and proper, by the book captain with no flexibility in him, and then
Then he's playing cards with the crew.
Yeah. Yep, she never even read the comics or the kids' book version.
Fake fan.
Yeah. Oh, and the Enterprise D is the one we see in bits there.
Can't hold it over Riker anymore. Wonder how much of that is terminology or ad lib.
The destruction of the Enterprise E is a bit better. Well, there was an Enterprise F we did get to see. Exactly, Calbot. Computer. There is no Commander Worf listed among the command structure of the Enterprise. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Matt. Did Worf get to use the guest destruction code?
Sign in as guest.
Yeah. Yes. Excelsior's Domain. I know we got to see it for a little bit. The F. It's still better destruction code than Alex. It's still better destruction code than in the original
1A,
movies.
2B.
3C.
That line.
Yeah.
I reckon it was a joke. They just threw it in and hoped no one would notice.
Oh. That's a great shot, just seeing him stood alone on the ridge.
Just
Kind
as
of
he's ready
zoom
to
out
let
and
go,
zoom back in.
something pulls him in.
Yeah.
Oh,
I can't help but feel that was just to give. That was purely to give Troy something to do.
Probably, yeah. Quoting a bit of Futurama there. Thanks, guys. Now everyone knows.
The thing you've got to remember is, you see, the warp drive can't get them off the planet. Warp drive doesn't work that way. They have to use it in space. So it still has to launch as a traditional rocket.
Like CD?
Well, some kind of mini disc things.
Can't leave without my playlist.
Oh, Mr. Fiddle saying, what song? Okay, that's a question for everyone. What song would you all play during your inaugural flight?
Another one bites the dust now.
Wannabe by the Spice Girls.
Oh, of course!
Yeah.
Aces High by Iron Maiden. Space Odyssey.
Excelsior's Domain, only because the nacelles can't extend in the silo. I'd also imagine, I think if you set the warp drive off in the atmosphere, it might not go well for the planet.
One job on this ship, and it's to repeat what the computer says, and I'm going to do it, damn it.
Yep. Oh, good one, Calbot. Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba. Oh, that's true. Excelsior's Domain. The Bird of Prey and Voyager, the Voyage Home does warp out the atmosphere. Yeah, Gary, there's no dilithium crystals on Earth.
Control to Major Tom. Bye 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 by NSYNC.
Backstreet's back. Never in the ship. This is cool, though, seeing the escape pods all leaving.
They are weird little escape pods, though.
It's kind of a nice way, though. They're all integrated into the structure of the ship.
Yeah. That sounded like the Guyver Dark Hero theme for a second there.
Ah, glorious.
Yeah, let's get a Guyver on board. Oh no, if the Borg got a Guyver, we'd be screwed.
Guyver Borg, yeah. Mr. Furzel's happy Guyver reference.
Distorted Borg voices.
Yep, is that what your subtitles are? Yeah, mine do.
You have
He's
to
a
count them
creepy
all.
Borg.
If only he had a mustache to twirl.
James Helly says that Picard shouldn't have sent Lily back to the planet.
Oh, because she's been contaminated by future information.
Yeah.
Stab me in the eye, woman. I haven't forgotten nothing. What's the Borg song then? We've all discovered what our
It's
blast
Waterloo.
off. Oh God! Oh no! So it is just ABBA torture.
Yes.
No wonder they're all so depressed looking.
Oh, I just noticed she's actually got lights glowing inside her head under the flesh.
She's also got a funky John Carpenter's The Thing going on, where her eyes have a light on them constantly. And I'm not sure if it's a digital effect or not. I think it is. If it is a light source off camera, you should see it somewhere, especially when it's flicking. So I think it is a digital effect.
Immortal Ruins is saying if the Borg Queen can make copies of herself on each Borg vessel, then she's kind of like Brainiac in Superman. What the Borg Queen exactly is kind of never fully explained.
Mm. You cutest of Borg? Wait, is that Locutus of Borg who is the cutest of Borg?
No, Locutus was his Borg name.
Yeah.
You cutie Borg.
Mad Matt, you cutest of Borg.
Yeah. You realise, though, on the Enterprise, while all this is going on, they're evacuating the ship, all hell's breaking loose, the Borg are invading, but the Waffle House on the Enterprise is still open.
Definitely, they're the ones fighting the Borg off. They're well trained.
Yeah.
That's where Jimmy was demoted to. He's now he's not the security chief anymore.
Alex, I'm always open to movie suggestions. I can't promise anything, but certainly let me know anything you might like.
Definitely.
Yes, Embry, who wants space waffles?
Locutus was the name of my World of Warcraft warlock. I was going to say necromancer. Yeah. None of my friends knew why I called him Locutus.
The only thing is she never gave Data a Borg name.
No. Data.
Come on, everyone, let's come up with a good Borg name for Data here. So if Picard was Locutus. Oh. Docutus, says Mr. Furzel. James. Oh.
That's the heterochromia going on there.
Frank. Alex, just pop it in. Just pop it in the chat on here, my friend.
Frank.
Bjorn, says Immortal Rimus.
Then we shall call him Frank. Bjorn.
Data of Borg. Bino Boffin of Borg. Again,
yeah, pronounce it as data.
I love. Sorry, this is something I love. The fact that the Enterprise goes in between them and the sun and casts a shadow over them. We see now. I think they've just got some lovely sort of space things in it.
Technically, wouldn't that be an eclipse?
Datanisus is from Edward the Black Prince.
Pale skin of Borg. Spacious.
It's kind of cool to see the Enterprise looking quite threatening here as well, where they don't realise. Oh, Miss Swift, spot of Borg.
Borgy McBorgface.
Bodacious of Borg is another one from Excelsior's domain.
There's a beer in Norway just called Borg. Bodacious of Borg. Use the Force, Picard. Use the Force.
Ooh.
Oh,
No, but they explained. Actually, they explained all this earlier in the film. They said the idea was to puncture one of those tanks because plasma coolant liquefies organic matter on contact.
yeah.
Exactly, Lizard Man. Damn day to you, brutal.
Totally not lore of Borg.
Yeah. Action Picard in effect, says Doug P.
I'll call you fratricide. Don't know why. It just feels right. Oh, Picard. There's one ship left. There's one Borg left.
Oh.
Bloody hell.
Of course, though, wouldn't. Oh no, it doesn't, because we see later on what happens. Oh.
Yeah.
I tell you what, he's got a lot of dead crew to explain when he gets home, hasn't he?
Oh, the Borg is a pretty good explanation for a
Yeah.
lot of your dead. This is how you really get rid of Jimmy, the Waffle House manager. Impervious to being fired.
No, right now the Waffle House is open still on the Enterprise, no matter what goes on. The self-destruct is running, the Waffle House is there.
Serving the locals. The
Yes, Gary,
regulars.
warp without dilithium, which is probably some kind of crazy radiation, something radioactive nuclear they were using to do it. So they said it was theta radiation leaking out. I know, Sharon, you're saying Picard's buff there, and it's his 83rd birthday last Thursday. Yeah, he's 83 now, but let's not forget this film is...
Don't do it. Don't make me feel old.
27 years old.
At least I was alive for this one.
Yeah.
It's a rarity.
Yeah.
Take the spine.
I don't know, Embry, why they don't use the... why they don't just beam warp. Maybe you can't transport warp plasma. I don't know. Oof.
Oh, why does my spine hurt now?
Yeah. Excelsior's Domain says, I watched all 7 immediately before you watched this one. That's fantastic.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Bring the spine to Cyberdyne. What could possibly go wrong?
Embry says, I'm 40. My spine always hurts. Yeah, Embry, as you get older, my friend. I just hit 45, and I tell you what, as you get older, it's more of a challenge to do things like get out of bed, and I'm in a lot of agony today because I was building flat pack furniture from IKEA today, so I had to do this thing.
Job.
Yeah, I was having to crawl around on the floor building things, and it's like, this isn't as easy as I remember.
Every time Bones here does something wrong, he scurries under the bed, and I've got to get under there and get him. I hate it. I used to be able to get down and get up again with ease. Now it's a struggle.
Yes. Got a lot of work to revert all the shit back and remove the Borg crap.
Get to work, Data. You.
This is unusual. The captain's log is not in the form of a star date.
Well, I guess it's because it isn't.
Well, it is. Yeah. Every point in time has a
It-
star dates have direct correlation to our calendar.
What if you were in the past, though?
Yeah, it
Would
still would be technically a
would
star
a
date.
would a past log count for someone's future action, though?
Yeah, technically.
Maybe if there was a numbering system like 13th log of yesterday.
I don't know, Calbot, if a star date would have to be negative or not. So let's have a look.
Too timey-wimey to have a star date, clearly. Exactly, Excelsior's domain.
No, I don't think a star date would have to be negative, actually.
They look really mundane. Damn.
It's nice seeing them, though, kind of. This is the real birth of Star Trek we're seeing here.
Yeah.
But it's in an era where we had a lot of prequels and things like that. I don't find this one irritating or offensive. Because it's not really changing much with stuff.
His ears are weird. Point and laugh. Alright, how many of us can't do that? It's not that
Like that.
difficult. Yeah.
That.
Yeah. Both hands.
Exactly.
Grab hands.
Exactly. Again, I'm loving the score here.
Score is great.
Yeah. A great little scene, last scene between Picard and Lily here as well.
I have to explain to my commanders why most of my crew are dead.
Yeah.
And yet the Waffle House survived.
I'm kind of glad they with Picard they largely steered away from the Kirk thing where Kirk would have been trying to sleep with every woman.
Yeah.
They
Well,
didn't make it romantic at all between them.
yeah, for sure. I mean, that was Riker's job on Next Gen, wasn't it, to be the Kirk
Yeah.
standard?
We had to destroy their ship with our superior technology. God's sakes, Data, get your skin fixed.
Yeah. Wear a Phantom of the Opera mask or something.
Yep.
Orf, you're hired briefly until we can find a new Jimmy to take over.
I really like that little shot of the Enterprise going back in time where it's almost a bit like the DeLorean.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great. The Vulcan's reaction when the music starts. The other reaction, like, what the hell's this?
Get ready for fighting.
And there we go, everybody. That was Star Trek First Contact. I've had a blast with this tonight. I'll let everyone type up their reactions to it and their thoughts on this movie, and I'll relay them. But Dom, how do you feel about that film?
Oh, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun, this movie.
It gets Star Trek right, doesn't it, for a film?
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely one of the more enjoyable Star Trek motion pictures. I always think that Star Trek is vastly superior on television than it is on the
Yeah,
silver screen, but this is a good example. This is definitely a fun one.
exactly. So over on YouTube, we've got Ms. Swift saying, great flick. Immortal Runner saying, the best Trek film. James Hedley says, 5 is a really underrated movie. Yeah. Gary, easily the best of the TNG films. I'd agree with you there, my friend. And then over on Discord, we have got Mr. Furzel saying, not bad, Frakes, not bad. Lizardman, I love the music. Sharon, fantastic movie, lots of fun with you all. Jedi was, I love this movie, one of my favourites. Phonic, that was quite a fun little movie. I'm no Trekkie, but this was quite good. Calbot, best of the next gen flicks, great first feature for Frakes. Alex Peacock, always a fun way to spend a few hours with the gang here. Fraglord, great movie, it's fun, easy going, so polished, like the best TV movie ever made, and then some. Lizard Man, great film, great science fiction. It gets equal parts Star Trek and blockbuster right for me. Good stuff, good stuff. Edward the Black Prince, only next gen film I like. Plutonium sure is enjoying the credit of Stunt Borg. Eric saying it was fun watching it. Doug P says definitely the best TNG film by far and on the pedestal of all the Trek movies. And Miss Swift says, that'll do, Zefram Cochrane, that'll do. Yeah, James Hellier says, wisely bins the TNG ensemble and gives the lion's share of the action to Picard and Data. But that was fantastic. I've really enjoyed it. Wow, Fragwood says maybe not quite as good as Wrath of Khan, but each to their own. It's a great, great film. I've had a blast tonight. But we will be back again with another movie, a part of our Summer of Popcorn Season 3 we're in. I can't be doing these for 3 years now.
Oh.
Next week, we will be watching RoboCop 2, which I'm looking forward to.
I haven't seen RoboCop 2 in many, many, many moons, so I don't know how to feel about it.
I think we'll have fun with RoboCop 2.
We'll always find a way to have fun.
We'll always find a way to have fun. It's a great movie of sorts. Yeah. Anyway, we'll have a blast for it. Oh, wow. Sharon says, okay, I'll watch it for the first time next week. No RoboCop 3 yet for everyone. But maybe sometime, Fraglord, we will do RoboCop 3 and James Hellier as well. But until then, everyone, please for the next 7 days, and as always, stay safe, be kind to each other, look after each other, strive for that better future, and we'll see you in 7 days. So until then, good night.